So literally out of freaking nowhere, Nintendo announced first on their Today mobile app that a Splatoon spin-off game is finally happening. We are getting Splatoon Raiders sometime in the future on the Switch 2, and I am excited. I have said so many times, like, now is the perfect time for a Splatoon spin-off before the inevitable 4th game comes out, so I'm excited for this, but I do wonder what could possibly be in this game, because we know some things about it, like, Deep Cut's gonna be in it, it's on some, like, remote island or something, but there's still a lot to be revealed, obviously, so what could possibly be left to be revealed for this upcoming Splatoon spin-off? Well, you guys know what we gotta do, right? Let's ask ChatGPT what it thinks will be 10 features coming to Splatoon Raiders. I'm very excited to see what ChatGPT has for us this time, so let us get right into it. I'm gonna say right now that a lot of these pictures are actually not from Splatoon, they're just made to, like, show the idea of the prediction here. So the first thing here is a mechanic that I think is very likely just based on the setting of the game alone, and that is some sort of crafting mechanic. Because we're on this remote island, there's apparently junk all over, and I think it is a good thing to, use that junk and then, like, make stuff out of it. Now, as they say here, I think Raiders will have a full-on crafting system, maybe not just weapons and tools, but shelters, ink-based gadgets, or even gear modifications. Think Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, but with ink and junk tech. And honestly, I can see it happening. Again, if you have a bunch of stuff all over that's just not, being used or anything, like, why not collect that stuff, use it, craft it into something better or something to use for yourself, and then, go about your day. So, this is very likely. I think I'll give this one a will happen. I'm gonna not say hell yeah just yet, because I'm not 100% confident. But I think if they're going to take, like, again, based on the setting of this whole entire game here, if they're going to take any mechanic from other games, like Minecraft, for example, I think crafting is pretty likely to happen. Now, the next one here is kind of an obvious one. I think we're all kind of expecting this in some way, shape, or form. And that is island-specific perks and hazards, as they say here. Now, obviously, we're using the picture of the ooze from Splatoon 3's main campaign. But what they say here is each Spiralite Island will likely have unique conditions. Foggy ruins, ink-draining heat zones, toxic coral swamps, etc. You'll probably need gear upgrades or ink types to survive in certain zones, adding strategy to exploration. And honestly, this is probably gonna happen. I mean, if you're on this, like, remote island that you've never seen before, there's gonna be hazards in some way, like, zones that, test your survival skills, or as they say here, like, maybe some zones that drain your ink, or some foggy areas, or some toxic coral swamps, as they say here. So, this is probably, like, 100%, it's gonna happen, right? I mean, again, remote island that you've never seen before, like, there's gonna be, like, some sort of danger lurking around. So, this one's an obvious hell yeah. Like, this is definitely gonna happen. Now, the third prediction here from ChatGPT is regarding the big robot buddy that we saw in the trailer, and that is that the robot buddy will evolve over time. And they say here, that adorable ink-walking mech we saw, I bet it'll be upgradable. Add new arms, movement styles like swimming or climbing, maybe even personality changes depending on how you play. And like the hazard one, which we talked about just a minute ago, this one's probably gonna happen for sure. I mean, there's a reason he's there in the first place, right? Or sorry, it's there, right? Like, it's gonna provide you with some help along the way. It's gonna help you, like, collect stuff and, explore the world, so I'm pretty sure you will be able to upgrade it. I'm pretty sure it'll be like maybe, what's a good example? Like maybe, Koraidon and Miraidon from Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, where you have to, like, go around and get new abilities for your robot to then explore more of the world. Like, you get climbing, maybe swimming, diving, walking on top of it, or, like, riding on it or something. So, yeah, like the hazard one, this one's probably gonna happen. I'm pretty confident on this one. This one's gonna be a hell yeah for me. Now, this next prediction you might look at and say, oh, duh, it's gonna happen, but I'm not 100% confident, even though it does make a lot of sense. So, number 4 here, we have playable Octoling. Now, you might be wondering, oh, duh, like, it's gonna happen, right? I mean, Octolings are kind of a thing now, ever since Octo expansion, they're gonna happen, right? I don't know. I mean, the mechanic we saw is an Inkling, obviously, so I'm not sure if they'll have an option to, like, let you do an Octoling avatar versus just male Inkling or female Inkling. But, yeah, like, it does sound obvious, right? But, like, I'm thinking of ideas of, like, what could be in this game, and they could have, like, Octoling bosses, which would make it so that they don't want you to, like, actually play as an Octoling. I don't know. Like, again, this does sound like a no-brainer, right? They should have Octolings playable, but I don't know. Something's telling me that there's a reason why they probably didn't show Octoling in the trailer. Maybe, I don't know. So, I'll say it will happen. Not quite a hell yeah, but I think it's obvious enough and kind of a no-brainer that I hope it's a thing, because I think people, you know, at this point, I feel like Octolings are just as popular as Inklings. I feel like more people are starting to play as Octolings in, like, you know, the multiplayer modes versus Inklings. So, yeah, kind of a no-brainer, but I'm gonna avoid hell yeah for now. I'm gonna say it will happen, though. The next one here, surprisingly, is one that I actually didn't see first on ChatGPT here. It's one that I've seen floating around in various social media platforms like Reddit and Twitter, for example. And that is that people are very, very confident, again, based on the setting, like the first one we had here with the whole crafting thing. They are very, very confident that because we're surrounded by water, that we could finally have fishing in a Splatoon game. And I kind of want this as for the humor of it, because as you guys know, the Inklings and Octolings, they hate water, right? They can't swim, they can't traverse in water themselves. So, you would think that fishing would be kind of funny and weird to have in a Splatoon game where, like, the main characters are afraid of water. But, I don't know. I mean, if the whole point here is to, like, make a survival game with Splatoon Raiders and have you, like, collect materials and stuff to survive, I think fishing, like the crafting, is pretty possible. I think, you know, getting to fish up, like, sea creatures and cook them and eat them to survive, even though it is kind of cannibalism because they're Inklings and Octolings, but whatever. So yeah, people are confident on this one, and honestly, I'm kind of confident too. I'm gonna say that this one probably will happen. Not quite a hell yeah yet, because I'm not, again, I feel like the whole point of them being afraid of the water might prevent that from happening. But it'd be kind of funny. I think this could be like a whole meme if this were to actually happen. So I'm gonna say for right now that I hope it happens, and it maybe will happen. Stop! Now she'll die a virgin. Stop! Stop it! Okay. Stop. Okay.
Stay the fuck in the fucking car!
Oh, fuck! That was a sneak peek of all the content that you might be missing out on by not becoming a YouTube member. When you're a YouTube member, you get so much bonus content such as all my anime watch-throughs, classic content like old Twitch streams, movie watch-alongs, and more. So what are you waiting for? Hit the join button down below, pick the tier you want, and enjoy all the benefits that come with your YouTube membership. If you're already a member, thank you for your support, enjoy your benefits, and now let's get back into the video. Now this one here is very interesting because I think this definitely could be possible, but I'm not sure how they'd implement it. But what ChatGPT has here for number 6 is some sort of shrines similar to Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, where you have to like complete puzzles to get rewards and materials and such. So they say here, I expect small shrine-like puzzle dungeons that use ink in clever physical ways, like shooting switches, redirecting ink flows, or filling channels to move objects. Now, here's the thing. I think this whole entire prediction here is very dependent on how big this game is. If it's, like, pretty expansive, like bigger than the mainline Splatoon games, for example, then this is very possible. I think based on how big the world is, like that whole island, and if there's, like, multiple or, you know, just how expansive they are, this could definitely happen. I feel like this could be a good way to encourage you to explore and find these things and, you know, complete puzzles, test your ink skills. So yeah, it would kind of be just an evolution, I guess, of the missions in the other Splatoon story modes. So it wouldn't be that unique, and again, it would be kind of based off Zelda's shrines, as in Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, but I kind of want to see this. I think they could definitely go even further with really testing how well you know your inking and, you know, having clever puzzles involving the ink. I think the whole ink flow redirection is a definite cool puzzle here. Filling ink channels, shooting switches is kind of a basic idea. But you know what? I kind of want to see this. I'm going to say it will happen. Because, again, if this game is expansive and the islands are super, like, big to explore, then this could definitely be a way to encourage you to actually go to each corner of the world and, you know, see what's out there. Similar to the crafting and fishing here, this one may be kind of a no-brainer, but, there's a reason we saw only Deep Cut in the trailer, right? And not the Squid Sisters or Off the Hook or anybody else. And that could be because this prediction might be coming true, and that is some sort of deep cut development as far as their characters, the backstory behind them. So they say here, we'll see serious character growth, maybe even flashbacks or playable interludes, especially for Shiver and Fry, who seem central to the island mystery. Fry's connection to animals and old cultures may be key. That's kind of, is that a thing? Okay, anyway. I think this is definitely going to happen. I think if they're only having Deep Cut in this whole entire story mode and not having the other idols here, there's probably a reason for that. I feel like, well, I don't know. I think a reason why, too, is because I think Deep Cut has yet to get their own, you know, DLC expansion, like Off the Hook had with both Octo expansion and now Side Order. But to be fair, the Squid Sisters also didn't have their own expansion because Splatoon 1 had no, like, paid DLC. So, maybe they're here as well, I don't know. But if it's only Deep Cut, I'm pretty sure the reason for that is because we're going to see more of their growth as a band and as a group, and we're going to see some more backstory on them. We'll see some, like, you know, maybe we'll get into, a fight or something and, like, threaten to break up or something like that. That'd be kind of interesting to see. So, yeah, this whole idea, I'm going to say it will happen. Because, again, if Deep Cut is the only band featured here, there's a reason for that. We're probably going to get a lot of backstory and growth with these characters. Now, the next one here is based on one thing and one thing only. How connected is this remote island area to the other Splatoon locations that we've seen so far, like Inkopolis and whatever else? And that is number 8 here, which is Splatoon lore bombshells, as they put here. So they say, I think that this will finally drop major lore, like the origins of ink technology, ancient civilization tech, or what exactly caused the Great Turf War and Flood. Raiders feels like Nintendo's way to evolve the tone. So yeah, like I said, if this place is connected to, like, Inkopolis, or Splatsville, or Inkopolis Square, or any other of the Splatoon locations that we've seen so far, then this is probably going to happen. Also, peep the amazing sunken scroll here from the first Splatoon game with the whole skeleton and Wii U. Anyway, yeah, again, it is pretty much based on just how connected this place is to other locations in Splatoon. So, if it is connected, we're getting this. If it's not, then probably not. So, I'm gonna say it probably will happen, because I do think this place will have some sort of connection to other areas in Splatoon. So, if that does happen, then we're getting some lore, either with Deep Cut themselves or with the whole Splatoon universe. So, we'll see. I am very confident that we'll get some major lore drops here. Now, there is one thing that we forgot to mention here. We mentioned various mechanics like crafting and fishing that could be in this game, lore and story elements. We haven't really mentioned what the boss fights could be like, because there's going to be bosses in this game, right? And number 9 here is they think we'll get some boss fights with massive creatures, similar to DJ Octavio here, for example. So, they say, I'm predicting giant mutated sea beasts, like a Splatoon take on Shadow of the Colossus or Monster Hunter. These raids could tie directly into the title's name, Splatoon Raiders. And here's the thing, this thing is on Switch 2, not the original Switch, so it has the horsepower, hopefully, to make, like, these big, giant boss fights, similar to, like, you know, Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom, for example, or Shadow of the Colossus. So, I kind of want this. You know what I want? I want to see a Kraken of some sort. Like, based on the Kraken special in the multiplayer, I want to see an actual Kraken boss that you have to fight, like, in the water, like, on a boat or something, and it's, like, this giant creature that, you know, is just unlike anything you've seen before in Splatoon. So, yeah, and again, we're gonna get boss fights. There's no way you give a Splatoon game like this with no boss fights, right? Especially on a remote island where anything's possible, right? There's gonna be, like, these, you know, sea beast creatures you have to fight, or, hopefully, like I said, a big giant Kraken boss would be cool. Now, as far as the final boss, not sure. It could be Octavio again, maybe, or it could be Grizz coming back from the dead or something. I don't know. I would want a brand new boss to, like, really, you know, go all out. But yeah, as far as big boss fights, hell yeah, it's going to happen, and hopefully we'll be able to expect some really giant boss fights that take advantage of the Switch 2's hardware. And the final thing here from ChatGPT is one that I think is yet again another no-brainer. If you're on a remote island, what do you need, right? You need food, you need resources, you need materials, you need drinks, I guess, you need survival skills, but more importantly than any of that, you kind of need to have a place to lay low and, like, you know, be able to, you know, have a shelter or protect yourself or something, right? So they think that we will get a way to customize your own base camp in Splatoon Raiders. And, again, kind of a no-brainer. I think, you know, there's gonna be some sort of central hub, right? Where you go back to, like, you know, maybe craft stuff or heal or purchase upgrades for stuff or just rest up. Or maybe, like, get a world map that lets you, like, go anywhere you want to. So, what they say here is, not just a single tent or ship. I think your craft site will expand as you progress. Maybe unlock new rooms, like a workshop, bedroom, kitchen, or wardrobe, and decorate it with trophies or Splat-themed furniture. So, yeah, honestly, if I'm being real honest here, I think this one is probably the most likely to happen of all the things we've talked about here. I think crafting and fishing could definitely happen as well. But, of the 10 features that we've seen here, well, I guess boss fights is kind of up there too, like, because we're gonna get boss fights in this game for sure. But, as far as stuff that's, like, you know, integral to your survival in this game, I think, having a base camp that you expand and customize and really flesh out is probably gonna happen, right? I mean, it makes a lot of sense. You need some sort of location to go back to and, you know, rest up and do stuff in. So, yeah, another hell yeah from me. Like, I would love to have a cool base camp to expand and, you know, decorate, like Animal Crossing here, for example. That'd be pretty neat. Well, what a list that was, right? And surprisingly, for the first time in probably either ever or in a while, we have no will not happen or hell knows. Like, all of these have been, like, some sort of a yes. So, pretty good job, ChatGPT. I think a lot of these are probably no-brainers, as I mentioned, and a lot of these probably will happen. But, what do you guys think? What do you guys want to see in Splatoon Raiders? Let me know in the comments down below. But in the meantime, make sure you guys subscribe, ring the bell, and smash that like button if you enjoyed today's video. And I will see you guys, as always, in the next one. Goodbye, everybody.